Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. I am trying something really different I've never done before, and this is a Tuesday tip on leadership. And the reason, and crazy hair on Tuesday tip on leadership, but that is how extemporaneously the spirit moved me today because today is Tuesday, July 26th. Yesterday, on Monday, July 25th, I had the same issue come up with three different clients. And so that really moved me to put out into the universe for leaders like you to hear and listen to this advice that I tip that I think will be useful. So I don't know if any of you all follow astrology, but in astrology, there's a concept of a supermoon, and it only comes like 3 or 4 times a year. It's like a really extra special time of year. And in my estimation and education, this time comes maybe twice a year. And it really might be once a year. Once a year is ideal at this time, and then twice a year. There's an argument to be made that at the change of the calendar year, it also works. But here we are, it's July 26th. The school year is starting next Monday for some of my clients, August 1st. For other folks, it is in mid-August, it's in late August, it's after Labor Day. So we're looking at like the next 7 or 8 weeks where schools are starting and getting back to normal. And I just want to offer the tip to take the time. And this is not a lot of time. You can take 30 minutes, 60 minutes, maybe 90 minutes if like you're really a processor, and think about how to use this time of year to reset. So think about how to say deliberately, here is what I'm going to do differently moving forward with my team, with my meetings, with my cadences, and here's why. So I'm going to give you 3 quick examples of how this came up yesterday. The first example is I was working with someone who works on a charter school network support team, and they work supporting schools. And a lot of their work during the year is reactive to what the schools need, depending on how the year is developing. And we talked about leaving aside a week, maybe a quarter, maybe a month, where her team is able to step back, digest data, and do some of that critical behind the scenes planning that will actually enable them to support schools more effectively moving forward. And we talked about how it's very hard to say on October 1st, like time out, everyone, we're taking 2 or 3 days offline to do some really planning, some good data digging and planning. But when you say that in July or in August, it's like, okay, these are the days we're doing for this. You're setting expectations, you're making it clear, you're figuring that out. Another example is I talked to a principal yesterday who is changing and working on distributed leadership. And we talked about how to set the cadence of their leadership team meetings so that it flows with their individual check-ins on a regular basis. So before, she was making the school schedule and then saying, well, where can I meet individually with people and where does this go? Now the school schedule is not totally baked. It's getting there, but it's not totally done. And so she's able to say, actually, I really want to meet with my lead teacher in this department on this day so that the next day I can meet with the lead teacher in the math. And then 2 days later, during their common planning time, we're going to have our grade level meeting. And that is going to be really profound and enable me to check in individually on subject specific stuff, and then also work with them as a group there. So I said that I would offer 3 tips, but we're at 3.5 minutes, and I wanted to keep this short because it's a quick tip. So use this time of year. Think about, what do I want to be different about this time of year? What do I want to make sure I plan and reserve time for? Because it is a blank slate right now. And even if it's not totally blank, because maybe your calendar is fully blanked, or maybe your PD and your annual calendar was likely set last spring, it is a really unique time. And I just see the need for leaders to come up. And I see the relief on leaders' faces when they're able to say, oh my gosh, like I can do this. I've been wanting to do this. This is the time of year you can do this. This will be an uphill battle if you try and do this in November. But if you do it now, it's a blank slate. It's a new year, a new start. People are doing this a new way, and you can work with it. So there's my Tuesday tip. If you are interested in more tips like this and more information and resources, you can learn more at my website, bethnapleton.com. There should be a pop-up there, and you can subscribe to my newsletter, which always has blogs, resources, tips, examples like this. And that way you make sure that you get them even if you don't happen to catch the live or catch the social media algorithm. So I would encourage you to go to my website and learn more about the services I offer and what I do in case you're interested in working with me, and also sign up for my newsletter. So that's all for me. It's under 5 minutes. Here's your Tuesday tip. Mwah.